Welcome back to Crypto's juiciest news, baby dolls. We are still waiting to see Bitcoin through this month and how it closes. Of course, everybody is also focusing on Ethereum. It keeps toggling between a red monthly and a green monthly candle. Where is the price going to go from here? Look, all I can tell you is that on the monthly trend, the monthly super trend, we flipped green. And the past 3 times we did this, there was a slowdown. Okay, there was actually one period where we kept going up only, but that was after the Bitcoin halving. So look, I remember I went through this. As unlikely as it seemed, this was a period where I just said, you know what? There is a 1 out of 3 chance. I just completely neglected it. I was like, there's no way we're doing this. There's no way. Just go on. Bitcoin halving, we flipped monthly on the super trend, green, and then we just go freaking up only. And this one I did a big pump after that. But for the other 2 times, I've got to remind you, when we flipped green on the monthly, this is a monthly super trend, right? We had 2 periods of slowdown here. We had a 39% drop-ish. And then we did it as well here. We had, that was actually a big one, right? It was a 50% drop. But this is zombie virus, okay? So I'm just going to assume the month close was where fair value was meant to be. And if you go down to the month close, it's around 52%. So where are we going to go from up here? I mean, we've already done this like 18% here. That's why I'm expecting, man, not expecting. Like if you wake up one day and you see a Bitcoin $43,000 mark, don't be shocked. Don't be surprised. You know exactly, that's exactly, like this is the whole game. The whole game is volatility. And that's really the price you're going to have to sit through if you want to make it to the very, very end. And of course, that's what we really are here for. The Ethereum crowd, friends, I'm still waiting to see. Ethereum people have almost lost their minds, almost, because ETH-BTC going down this much in a strengthened Bitcoin move is very painful for them. That's why a lot of people are in full-on coat mode. But look, I've seen this before, friend. Look, you know, back in 2020, I'm going to show you right now. Okay, back in 2020, friends, there was DeFi halving year. Okay, so it's DeFi season or it's Bitcoin halving year. Now, it looks like ETH-BTC goes up, okay, but pretty much this period was pretty sluggish. Okay, it was pretty sluggish, considering that Ethereum was meant to be like a high flyer and it came off the back of a giant win as well. Now, I remember going through all my charts, okay, and I came through one conclusion, and that was in a Bitcoin halving year, Ethereum is still heavy. And now we can't forget to go through the Altcoin Dominance chart, which is actually, surprisingly, friends, still trying to tick up here. By the way, I'm going to play some nice, gentle pump music. The Altcoin Dominance chart, literally the most slept on chart in all of crypto. No one looks at it. No one looks at it. No one cares about it. I think it's still juicy to look at because it just has the same patterns as everything else. And remember, you don't really care about this Solana BNB trash in the top 10 because they don't move, man. They can't keep pumping rank over and over and over again. The only way we can get basically inspired is if maybe Ethereum flips Bitcoin. Because if Ethereum flips Bitcoin, what will happen is it will just inspire everyone else to go, everything else can flip Bitcoin. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Perhaps one day in the future, we'll see. Okay, we're still waiting for the US Fed to cut rates. Look, this type of chart pattern, okay, there's nothing really to look at this chart pattern. It's just the distance of time. Remember, still waiting for June. We all know, friends, just be ready. You never know, man. Like, what if Bitcoin, friends, what if Bitcoin goes on a shock run? So in the past 2 months, what if it goes on a shock run up to 90K? Okay, that like basically thrashes up the altcoins when it finally stops. Maybe it goes up to 90, back to 80, like around there, and then that basically just altcoins go ballistic. Because look, one thing I learned is forget about your timing. Okay, you just have to accept the price sometimes, and the other way around. Okay, sometimes your time is up, but the price isn't where you want. So that's something to think about as well. Okay, so maybe you've waited the 4-year cycle, but your euphoria point is nowhere near what you thought. So it's, by the way, it's very, very hard for people to admit because they basically have to admit, I picked the wrong portfolio for the past 3.5 years. I listened to the wrong people. I pretty much got scammed. Now, they didn't actually get scammed. They made their own decisions, but they're going to feel like they got scammed because cycle 1 narratives and everything else popped off. So I'd like to remind you, okay, 2 things, friends. I've always drawn it such that, look, if Bitcoin got to 80 or 90,000 around here, if it did, even though it's technically not 100K, I believe people will buy altcoins to price in 100K. That's the most important part. So when Bitcoin's 90, everyone's like, oh my gosh, Bitcoin's pretty much 100 and it's just bursting it anyway. So you know, we're definitely knocking on 100. Look how fast we got there now. So instead of going to buy Bitcoin, they go thrash up the altcoins. And that's the end of the season. That's pretty much what you get. Now, we don't know, man. We don't know, friends. We could actually drop down here. But if we go back to this 80, 90K and it comes back down, okay, that might be the shock run what I'm talking about. If, okay, we do this shock run up here, but it ends up, look, it all ends up, yeah, they have the same price or the same time. Now, obviously, we're all a bit skeptical on the time part because that would be 4-year cycle repeating exactly. And things are starting to run a bit different. But look, man, I'll tell you something right now, friends. Look at this. You can rewrite this Bitcoin, you know, the Bitcoin run up. A lot of people, they're quick to jump the gun. They're basically saying, this time is different. Clearly, we're doing something different. We're pumping to the heavens like we've never seen before. So therefore, all your models get thrown out. I think not so fast, friends, because I can easily just show you, look, Bitcoin has not had a monthly close above its all-time high yet. Pretty much, we have not closed a month above 69,000. You see, it's close. It's very close. We haven't closed it up there. I mean, friends, are you even ready? What if we finish March down here? And then in April, we try again and then get rejected again. That'll be like a double wick. You know what I mean? Like there's 2 wicks here. Imagine that happens. You see? So no one's ever ready for that. And we're like looking at it like, wait a minute. You can't finish a month above 69,000. But by the way, everyone's going to be way too euphoric to even be thinking about that. So all you're doing, friends, is you're looking for danger. Because if the altcoin market is showing extreme excitement, you know, it's not basically the beginning, it's near the end. You go, oh crap, we've run out of time. And there's a lot of things that we have to basically trim out of. Unfortunately, the highest risk stuff, but you're going to get back in. It's just that you need basically to respect the big daddy Bitcoin. I want to remind you, okay, this is the most important part, just this pattern trading as well. Back in September of 2020, I know this candle doesn't look like much, okay? But if you draw this candle down, it is around 20% Bitcoin drop. But this Bitcoin drop happened, altcoins dropped like 50%, and then Bitcoin went on its big up only run. That's actually the altcoin dominance getting crushed. If we go back in the altcoin dominance chart, you actually see it right here. You see this? This is the move down. Bang. That is Bitcoin dropping 20%, altcoins drop like 50%, and then Bitcoin goes on its up only run and altcoins lag behind until very, very end. That's it. Pretty much everything gets squeezed here, double squeeze. Maybe if I show you the full chart here, you can actually see it right now. See this? See, friends, this is Bitcoin breaking the all-time high here. Okay, you can see here, look at this, around November, December, Bitcoin breaks its all-time high. It was like 25K around here. And then look, alts get squeezed again. So you can pretty much think of it like this. You could just hold your Bitcoin. And then as Bitcoin is thrashing above its all-time high, you just keep distributing. You just keep exiting Bitcoin into altcoins. You just keep buying this, buying this, buying this. And then eventually you get the whole snap up. So maybe it happens again. Maybe, we don't know. Okay, maybe it comes up like here, it comes back down. Remember, Bitcoin, once again, you're still holding your Bitcoin. Everyone thinks altcoins are going to go. No, Bitcoin goes for its big run again, and then everything continues. So we don't know. We don't know. We're just guessing. We're just so we're prepared. Because look, I'm not concerned about any altcoin fans if there's no euphoria, and you shouldn't be either. Like, who cares? Okay, if yes, there's racist coins out, for the love of God. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh. Like, what about anti-racist coins? That'd be funny. You know, I wonder if anyone could put a positive spin on that and actually try and make a sector. I'm thinking about that, friends. You know, you might do something to, it'd be crazy. It'd be crazy. You never underestimate people's greed, okay? If there's mind share in people's brains, trust me, someone's going to try to figure out to make money out of it. That's humans, man. That's what we do. I mean, we're playing with digital Ponzi money anyway. We're really pretty much... We made fiat currency basically look like a bastard abomination, some sort of Frankenstein thing anyway. So it's amazing to put it all together. I'm going to do some quick price updates as well on altcoins. You have PulseChain here, friends, still sitting around day one sacrifice. Yes, it's only 10% above. It's not killed ourselves. It's pretty much around day one sac. Pretty much anything under less than 2x, you're at day one sac. Because the true chart you actually want to look at, friends, is the Pulse versus ETH ratio. Because Pulse versus Ethereum, and I've marked it here. Just really, you have to look at the Pulse ETH ratio just to at least get an idea of what's going on. And here it is right here. I marked some important level points here. You see this middle line? This is the Pulse ETH sacrifice ratio. So this is July 2021. Okay, that's pretty much it. July 2021. That's so, you know, we're pretty much at almost the 3-year mark. And if you go down to where it is, we are down 43%. So as you can see, there's a lot of baggage. And Told you 1,000 times. Look, friends, look. I think it's funny when people say, oh, the product is trash, and oh, Rich is a scammer, and all of these. I know, look, friends, I know what you mean, but you don't think you know what you mean. Look, it's funny. Everyone like, yes, jumping around and losing their minds, whatever. But I've said to you, the truth is, it doesn't matter what the product is. We had too many euphoric people. He overpromised. That's it. The promises were too big. All right? That's pretty much it. And then here's the funny part. People will say, no, there were no promises. Look, let's not kid ourselves, friends. Don't try to gaslight 140,000 people who put in money saying, you put in money into a random address and nobody put it in your head that it would succeed. Nobody. It was like, it's not going to work, man. Everyone knows the game. You just have to admit it, friends. In investing, there are prices too low and there are prices too high. Now, how do you know? You never really know. You can just guess. Clearly, buying when Bitcoin was 3x its all-time high in 2021 with a lot of excited people, that's the market saying you are high, no matter what price you are. You are at a high price. Do you understand? There are low prices, there are high prices. That's it. So you can just look at signs, friends. I always look at, okay, who am I buying with? If you're holding, who are you holding with? Yes, there's always signs of froth coming in, by the way, until the very, very end. It doesn't just go from cheap to expensive. It goes from cheap, level 2, level 5, level 7, back to 5, back to, you know what I mean? You never really know. But at least you have a grasp. You know euphoria. That's pretty much it. But here's the thing, friends. Haters put their money in, all right? People who hate Richard Hart, they put their money in, okay? We should have known other influencers putting their money in, people who didn't support Richard. So unfortunately, but they even learned. People interpreted that as we're winning. But no, people who are like smart, because they won the game, right? People smart said, no, that's not winning. That is euphoria. This is way too expensive. There's no way I can get a good deal because the market cap's going to be too big, you know? But here's the thing. If you go and try help people, the community comes and just stabs you to death because they go, market cap's a vanity metric. The guy who made the coin go 10,000x said that. You know what I mean? Well, you got your booty spanked. Right, you turn around, raw, sandpaper, please use lube. It's a family-friendly show. Be careful. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, friends. You just have to accept the game what it is. Now, the blessed part is, you got to think about it. Okay, focus on the positive. Okay, so yes, we paid a price way too high. Okay, it doesn't matter how you spin it. It doesn't even matter, oh, the whale bonus. No one cares about those 6 people, okay? However, you are with a strong community. You can't deny that. Okay, you can't deny that. 200,000 people, strong cult. Still doing grassroots everything, right? You still have Tang Gang, for example, launching memes on fire. I'll show you some DickWiffButt. You see what I mean? Like, this is strong. You don't get this on other chains, man. Okay, even though it's kind of sad. You're like, wait a minute, these other chains with poopy heads, they're kind of like reversing faster. I know. The markets are not linear and they don't have this logical stream, friends. Now you know why people who are like engineers, people who are, heart surgeons, people who are nurses, people who are like, okay, I've got a problem. This is how I fix it. Okay, this is my logical solution to the problem. If you have that mentality in markets, you will get absolutely destroyed. You get butchered. Okay, you can't program someone to be a good tennis player to only hit on the left side of the court, for example. You can't. It's just like, it literally is a sport. It's a sport. It's a moving target. So you can't just have self-awareness. You have to have awareness of everybody else as well. You got to have like that third eye thing pretty much. And you've seen it pretty much as we've like traversed our journey. Now, this is Pulse ETH ratio. This is the poopy part. That's funny, friends. This is the interesting, something I noticed. When I show this, okay, when I show that PulseChain is down 85% against ETH from its launch high, people think that's FUD. That's what I found fascinating. I'm like, whoa, you have no idea what you're doing. That is good to me. That means I can freely buy with a margin of safety. We haven't even gone back to the high yet of launch last year. That's like literally. Now, what does that mean, friends? Based off ETH, right? Use ETH as your spear. So if you go back up here, you get 6.8x on ETH just to go back to the May 2023 Pulse ETH ratio. Wow. 6.8x. What a beautiful margin of safety. Can I tell you this, though? I know that you guys don't like hearing that. No, people don't like hearing that. However, if we did go back up here, all right, now everyone's going to feel super confident, aren't they? But here's the thing. From here, you're only like a 2x to my target But then if the bear market starts, you're down 90% up here. Do you see that? Do you see that dangerous distance? You're risking, you make 1x, you lose like 90%. So that's pretty much what we're coming to learn over this time. So I want cheap ratios. And I think this is beautiful, friends. You can farm on PulseX. The whole industry still sleeping on the PulseX yield farms. But of course, I'm seeing some posts here. PulseX has moved up 5% in the last 6 hours. So pretty shocking. It's Bitcoin halving day, April 2024, and PulseX is 50% below day one sack. I am still accumulating, though. Yes, it's still cheap, man. Look at, like, you got to remember, friends, just because you say, oh, it's cheap, people say it's cheap at any price. What the hell does even cheap mean? People have different metrics of cheap. There's people trade on 1 hour charts. Okay, not everyone's like using it, but I'm just telling you, I'm always sending the signal. You want strong hands in, friends? Strong hands buy off weak hands. Strong hands buy blood. You understand? That's what pretty much it is. Okay, just broadcasting to the world. Wow, we are still down that much. But here's the thing. I know 90% of people think, oh, there's something wrong with you because you're not winning yet. But we already went through this framework. All right, nice cycle 1 coins, cycle 1 narratives. I also saw this funny post, right? It was from this account here. I think he's a Somi hater. I remember him doing many Somi hater posts. I remember also, I'm not going to call the person out. I'm not going to say the person. I don't know who it is, but just letting you know, like, I don't know, for some reason my brain just remembers you just constantly trying to poop on me because my targets weren't high enough. So what he does is he tries to call out Eric Wall, and he says Eric thought he was smart for selling Hex at 11 cents only, and then it rockets up to 12 cents on the testnet version 3. This is him quoting Eric, and then Eric comes back a year later. So this is the thing, friends. Eric lives on the internet. You think I live on the internet? No. Eric literally lives on the internet, friends. I'm sure, like, yes. So Eric, I can't believe this, marks a calendar day in his phone. Let's go back to this post to revisit it. And he did. Okay, so he goes up and he shows this is the Hex price chart going down, this going down infinity. And he's got like some memes and stuff. And I just think it's fun. Don't forget, friends, that you got to separate yourself. It's not blue team versus red. It's not actually that. It's, hey, Eric likes coming back to dunk. Think about it, friends. You know, there's 4,000 coins you can dunk on. He's still choosing this community. All right. I'm telling you, there's something here, friends. People just can't shut up about it. They just can't. The fundamentals are still the same after the 2 years. Now, people believe, I hoped, most people believe from the dopamine dealers that because everybody can't stop talking about it, that it would lead the bull market and it would go first. But it would be reality check that no, you're a cycle 2 coin of Hex, but also PulseChain and PulseX as well. Your cycle 2 narratives. All of these are cycle 2 narratives. AI and stuff is researched because you didn't know that back then. You thought, what if DeFi researches and these things go up? Okay, it didn't happen. So that's the important part to think about. Because you stay relevant, you basically get residual. Right, the residual exit final pumps usually in the Bitcoin market. Look, it looks like that on the charts, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels like you've been waiting a long time, and then there's this ramp up of emotions, but actually it's the final 3 months. So you've been waiting for 3.5 years, and then it's the final 3 months where everything goes up. That's part we're talking about is due to start in 10 months around. So around from January to November of 2025. You just don't know. There's at some period in there, there's like a 3-month burst up, but everyone thinks, oh, it's just getting started. So just showing you that's pretty much what it is. Also having fun here. So 1 year ago, Hex was 5 cents still. So that's another thing as well. Remember, on the PulseChain launch, Hex was 5 cents and it still dropped to around the penny. So still dropped 80% from the PulseChain test for the PulseChain launch price. So doesn't matter how you spin. I know people keep trying to do these cope spins here and there, but you can't do anything about it, friends. Don't damage yourself here and there. It's still cheap, man. It's still ridiculously low. Well, of course, I prefer applying Pulse and PulseX to using the ratios, but you can't. Look, if you just keep telling people, no, we're actually winning, and it doesn't feel good for your own mentality, friends. Because look, you want to buy blood. Okay, there's blood. Keep buying it. That's it. This is the P Hex to Pulse ratio as well. So let all these play out, man. That's all I say. Look, I know what the situation a lot of people are in. They're all in on this one thing, and they're not punting in meme coins and altcoins or other chains and experimenting here and there. We're still doing VVV Launchpad, paid Launchpad, waiting for more deals to come out. So once you have lottery tickets thrown around here and there, you're starting to learn and stuff. But look, at the end of the day, if you take profits from them, friends, there's going to be stuff where we make quick money. I just keep stacking Pulse and PulseX. That's it. Like, I just don't see, like, I know a lot of people, though, they desperately, they need the glory. They need it to go up immediately. But Like I said, man, market doesn't owe you shit. All right? You have to hear it from me. It doesn't owe you anything. All right? Yeah. Oh, you need a 100x to retire? It doesn't have to go 100x. It can go 16x. Why does it have to go 100? It doesn't have to. Oh, because, every single excuse doesn't make sense. Anyway, Richard won't allow. Yeah, well, here's the thing, friends. I keep telling people today, Richard shouldn't have allowed a minus 95% drop. We dropped minus 99%. In fact, the EHEX dropped minus 99.7%. Okay, and all these things. Also, we showed clips back from 2021 where Richard says, I can't think of a single reason, not one reason, why EHEX won't have similar value to PHEX. He literally said that before. So he really knew about the gas fee stuff. Friends, like I said, you are dealing with someone who makes captain calls, just like Elon Musk. All right, if they don't fight the crowd every single time in terms of they just do their stuff and do it. That's it. You're in for the ride or you're not. So it's as simple as that. Now, I'm going to cover some DickWiffButt. Okay, very, very funny meme, friends, here and there. A lot of people want me to cover it here and there. It's like 1.6 million market cap. You're gonna have to find out how to buy. I think you buy Crow and then you buy that now. But now there's liquidity out there, so I think you can just buy it on Pulse. So what's happened is, remember, I made a video showing with PulseChain. There's been a community ask. There's been all the sacrifice funds they've raised. They took $60 to $100 million of everybody's money. Okay, this is outside of Richard Haas, so non-PulseChain, non-PulseX. Okay, they took $60 to $100 million of everyone's money. Money's disappeared. They've released some products. The coins have all gone down only, literally down only against Pulse. Bleed. And look, trust me, friends, yes, I would love to poop on them. I would, of course, but I just have to be completely honest. There was just too much euphoria when they did the sacrifice phases. That's it. It's not actually their fault. It's like they did an unlimited pool. They copied Richard because he did it. They thought, oh, okay, this must be the best thing to do, right? So I don't blame them. They did it. Too many people got in. The product was delivered. Everybody is now bleeding because Pulse itself is bleeding. Do you know what I mean? PLS is spear. So that's basically the predicament we get into. You basically gave everyone too much money. They haven't really. But here's the thing, man. Like, even if the product's the same, the products are done, products work. It's just that, yes, people were pricing PulseChain and PulseX way higher. They had way higher expectations. So they're pretty much, it's 90% below when everyone thought, well, minimum. Friends, minimum. Okay, minimum. No one believed we would be below 10x from day one sack by now. No one except me saying, hey, it's a strong possibility we don't rally until the very end because it's like, no one, friends, no one. I was hoping, I was like, please, can you go 10x above the... Didn't happen, okay? That's why everyone feels the pain, okay? So you have all these sacrifices here and there. And then Tang Gang. So Tang Gang, friends, obviously made very, very cute, nice memes on PulseChain, okay? It's a subculture within Hex, okay? So look, there are people out there. I've seen like a gentleman on Twitter, King Daniel and stuff. They hate Tang Gang. I've also seen Mr. Corey Geary as well saying, man, I just hate people who just talk like that and do that. Look, man, I know where you're coming from, but I'd like to tell you something, okay? You got to step outside the game. You are not like, this is a game, friends. Okay, it's a metaverse. You understand? It's a metaverse. You can't go into like a World of Warcraft game and be like, oh my god, that's the thief in Ogrimmar, one of the quests who like steals from it. You can't hate them, okay? We're players and everyone's experiencing something. You have to grab your consciousness, drag it up, literally drag it up, and you got to look at everybody from a bird's eye view, okay? What I like seeing is Tang Gang are a subculture within PulseChain. Okay, now you don't get subculture within a subculture unless the PulseChain Hex subculture itself, because it's considered subculture to everybody else, unless it's got big potential. You understand? Unless there's something really there. So I want to say that again. You don't get this Tang Gang, rebellion, grassroots, spicy stuff. You don't get that unless there's big potential in the main ecosystem, PulseChain, PulseX, and X. Okay, but so here's the thing. People, you know this intuitively. However, just let's be real, right? PulseChain is a weird, strange subculture cult. It's a little pirate island that no one visits. That's what it looks like to the rest of crypto. Like even seeing CoinGecko, like is like, 20th ranking, 0.49% share, DeFi Llama, all this stuff always putting you, all this weird gatekeeping stuff here and there. Yes, it is what it is. And basically everyone's just been yelling like there are many millions of people out there who would join. Yes, they will, friends. That's why I'm saying cycle 2 narratives, they don't go away. They're great bets. Okay, everyone says, oh, look, I've been telling you about cycle 1 narratives, and first thing people do is, oh, let me go buy all of them. Yeah, go look at them. Go look at them. The prices are through the moon. Okay, so you can't touch them at all. So Tang Gang, remember, as a retaliation to, also like, not really retaliation, they go, you know what? The sacrifice projects are now asking for exchange listing money. You guys already took $60 to $100 million, and now you're asking to pick the pockets of everybody again. And apparently, I think someone said basically one of the memes, like one of the guys there basically teased poor people for being poor. That's like number one. You don't do that as a politician, but like that's like the worst thing to do. Like I don't know. I can't look at somebody the same if they tease poor people for being poor. That's like one of the most immoral. If that's true, all right. If that's true, I don't know. I'm not even saying the name, but if that's really true, that's what happened, right? That's one of the like lowest level. That really tells you what someone's like, by the way. That really shows you someone's true colors here and there. Okay, so however, right, Tang Gang were able to, I know you put on a linear chart, on a log chart. Okay, look at this. You can't deny this chart. Tang Gang able to produce this chart. So they said, well, you know what? Instead of everybody throwing sacrifice here, let's give the people what they actually want, which is DickWiffButt. Okay, so DickWiffButt. So it's a cute meme. However, it goes a bit deeper. Because, friends, okay, if you see up here, Richard Hart himself, he actually replied to Elon Musk with a spinning DickWiffButt meme. Yes, it's actually true. It did happen. So I have the post here just to show you, right? 4th November, 2022, Richard Hart replies to Elon Musk with DickButt. Some would say it's a dick with a butt, right? Then March 2024, so remember, here you go. He goes, the market decided to put a butt on a dick which has product market fit. So this is actually, so kind of, just to let you know, so what's going on? Look, why, see, when I found that, I was like, oh, that's actually, that's, your friend saw me, he goes, oh, this meme has value because the founder likes it. He naturally likes it before it was a coin many years ago. So this is, by the way, this is Subculture meme fundamentals. And I'm not joking. Yes, I use the word meme and fundamentals. This is actually true, okay? This is people, when they find the leader or the founder likes something, like likes their own cat, likes this or that, they make memes about it. For example, teddy bear meme, right? Richard Hart, make the bearish call. He has a teddy bear, Louis Vuitton bear, the rare one, the expensive one, right? So he also likes DickButt. He posted it, right? So this is really important. So even if me and you, even if I keep fighting DickButt and go, oh, it's bad, it's just a meme, blah, blah, blah. If I keep saying that, it won't matter. People know Richard likes it. And that has a very special case, very special place for memes out there. Because memes, friends, sticking in your mind for something that someone likes, like someone who's revered and who likes that, they're very powerful. Like, just imagine people find out, imagine Satoshi said, someone found the private email where, hey, I had a cat and the cat was named Bubbles. You know what I mean? I guarantee you someone will make a giant meme of Bubbles the cat. I guarantee you, right? Just like, Vitalik, what the 4,000 IQ aliens, friends, what do they have as like pets? Basically us, like human pet. You know what I mean? So these things run a long way. I don't know. For boomers, they're flipping their minds out because they're like, what I just said sounds like the biggest load of BS because they're like in a world of cash flow and logos and branding and like, dividends and stuff. No. Throw all that stuff out. None of that applies here. Okay. This type of stuff, that is culture, NFT, unique stuff. You can't replicate this. You can't make that up. That's why this DickButt, I mean, by the way, it's one of the oldest, very old, like Reddit meme and stuff here and there. It's actually fun. And I also made a joke, like I called out Solana people. I said, stop buying your racist coins. Okay. Stop looking for people to hate. I go, DickButt is inclusive, okay? Everybody has either a willy and or a butt. I think it has something for everyone. So look, I'm not saying to buy anything. I'm just telling you this is the culture, the subculture that's gone behind it. And Tang Gang have done a free launch. That's probably what everyone wants for free launch. No special handouts, no ICO. Just throw it out there. See later what happens. You can see this, friends. Everyone gets more excited about this. Just think about this, okay? Think about this. Think about the excitement of people throwing stuff into a cute meme that Richard Hart likes rather than saying, hey, let's go give our money to the sacrifice project idea again and go hand it over to MEXC, which is an exchange that just deletes people's trading accounts when they're profitable. You see that dark side here and there. That is like traditional finance, older stuff that doesn't really apply. The grassroots people, what everyone wants here, is pretty much this is it. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.